Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to break down the complex and honestly pretty overwhelming landscape of AI integration. We're using a truly fascinating roadmap for this, the AI Maturity Framework created by Valto Loikkanen. If you've been feeling completely flooded by the constant stream of new AI tools and updates, this framework is going to be incredibly helpful. It gives us a clear, structural lens to figure out exactly where we are right now, and more importantly, where we actually need to go next.
So here's our roadmap. First, we'll cover the AI Maturity Framework itself. Then, Phase 1, Learning AI. Phase 2, Internalizing AI. Phase 3, AI Native. And finally, number 5, the ultimate destination.
All right, let's jump straight into part 1, the AI Maturity Framework and mapping the journey.
Now, what's crucial to grasp here is that this isn't just about learning a piece of new software, it's about a total, fundamental transformation in how work actually gets done. The framework visualizes this massive evolutionary arc across 3 main phases: learning, internalizing, and becoming AI native. And it tracks this transformation across a few different levels, like how you are working, the role the AI is playing, how you're handling information, and the actual tools you're using. But keep in mind, as the framework notes, this isn't a strictly linear path. You might actually find yourself at different phases in different areas of your work at the exact same time, and that's completely normal.
Okay, moving on to part 2. Phase 1, Learning AI, or as I like to think of it, the awkward beginnings.
This is pretty much where everybody starts today. You're simply trying to wrap your head around what artificial intelligence actually is and what it can realistically do for you. Starting out at milestone -1, exploring. You're hesitating, maybe reading a few articles, evaluating things from a distance, just sort of forming your own opinions. But eventually you cross over into milestone 0, experimenting. This is where you roll up your sleeves, you actively begin testing the capabilities, and for sure, the limitations and risks of these new tools. You're basically kicking the tires to see what happens.
The absolute biggest takeaway here is that in this learning phase, the burden of effort is still entirely on you. You work. You're still driving the car. The AI is just acting as a basic assistant to help you get your specific tasks done a little bit faster or maybe slightly better. The fundamental way you operate hasn't really changed yet. And because of that dynamic, the tools you use perfectly reflect this stage. You're probably super familiar with consumer-level interfaces like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Copilot, Perplexity, or even AI that's baked into platforms like Notion and Airtable. In this phase, these tools tend to come and go. They're an amazing gateway, but right now you are largely relying on someone else's platform to do all your exploring.
Which brings us to part 3, phase 2, internalizing AI. This is where we start finding our rhythm.
As we gain a bit more confidence and fully understand the limitations we discovered back in phase 1, we enter a completely new dynamic. We move from just understanding AI to actively changing how our work actually gets done. At milestone 1, using and creating, we start using AI responsibly, not just to answer basic queries, but to genuinely think, create, and crucially, build software and workflow automations. And then we hit milestone 2, consolidating. This is a massive step. This is where you gather and centralize your important information from all those randomly scattered places into one cohesive central hub.
Notice how the AI's role levels up as we internalize it. In phase 1, it was just step 1, a simple assistant answering your questions. But now, in phase 2, it steps up to step 2, becoming a true co-creator. It's actively creating outputs, writing software, and building automations right alongside you. It's essentially graduating from an intern to a true collaborative partner, which directly paves the way for the autonomous agents we'll see next.
And because of this whole new co-creator dynamic, our working style transforms completely. We've officially transitioned from the manual you work stage to automate work. The AI is now actively helping you transform the very processes of your daily routines. You are building systems that do the repetitive heavy lifting for you, which brings just a massive shift in momentum and efficiency to your day.
Naturally, the tools level up here too. We move away from those basic chat interfaces and start seeing really powerful builder-focused systems. We're talking about tools like Obsidian for centralizing your knowledge, Cursor and Claude Code for software creation, NN for stitching all your automations together, and Supabase for database management. You are literally laying down the technical tracks for your own productivity.
All right, part 4, phase 3, AI native. This right here is the paradigm shift.
We've reached the climax of the evolutionary arc, where AI becomes the default execution layer for your tasks. The progression here completely flips the script on how you spend your time. At milestone 3, delegating, you're asking the AI to do the work first. Your job shifts to supervising, verifying, and reviewing. By milestone 4, leading, you're orchestrating a complex mix of AI agents, human collaborators, information flows, and governance. And finally, milestone 5, architecting. That is where you are building completely trustworthy, holistic AI-native ecosystems.
In this phase, your working style makes its final leap to delegate work. You are no longer in the weeds of execution. Honestly, you aren't even the one building the granular automations anymore. AI agents have become the primary way the work gets done. Your job is pure strategy. You decide, they execute. You guide, they deliver. It's a true leadership role, entirely focused on outcomes rather than the nitty-gritty processes. To make that kind of delegation possible, the technology matures into what we call agentic AI. It's no longer a standalone tool just waiting around for a prompt. Instead, it acts as an overarching coordinator, independently navigating across different systems, software platforms, data silos, and even interacting with real people to accomplish complex goals.
For this level of orchestration, the tools shift dramatically toward custom-built infrastructure. We're talking about your own apps, personal agents, custom workflows, OpenClaw, Hermes, and custom harnesses. You're no longer relying on off-the-shelf software designed for the masses. You are deploying bespoke systems that give you immense power, deep integration, and most importantly, total independence.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 5, the ultimate destination, ownership and control.
This is absolutely the most critical distinction in this entire journey, how we handle our information. There is a stark contrast here. When you start back in phase 1, your information model is platform-centric. Your data, your prompts, your outputs, they all live inside applications and other people's systems. You don't truly own it. But as you move through consolidating in phase 2, you reach the ultimate destination in phase 3, ownership. Your core information becomes your centralized source of truth. You own and control your data and access, and you alone decide exactly how it gets used by your AI agents. You finally stop renting space on someone else's platform, and you start owning your digital estate.
As the framework's creator points out, different nonlinear paths, same destination. AI-native thinking, responsible execution, and information ownership. We might all move at totally different speeds, and we might even jump back and forth between exploring and architecting depending on the project, but the ultimate goal? That remains the exact same for every single one of us.
So, as you map your own daily workflows against this roadmap, look at the tools you use and think about where your data actually lives. You really have to ask yourself this critical question. Are you just exploring someone else's platform right now? Or are you actively taking steps toward architecting and owning your very own AI-native future? Think about where you sit on that timeline today and what your next milestone needs to be. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.